This example is from section 3.5, number 14, and we are solving a logarithmic equation, and we're going to use the graphing calculator to help us solve this. So the first thing that we have is the equation is log base 10 of x minus log base 10 of x plus 13 equals -1. And so what I have done so far is I have rewritten this to a single logarithm using the quotient properties of logarithms. And I know that this is quotient because this is a subtract sign right here. If this was an addition sign, then I'd have to rewrite it using the multiplication property. So the first thing I did was I rewrote this to a single logarithm, and I had log base 10 of x divided by x plus 13 equals -1. And then what I'm going to do, so I can type this into my graphing calculator, is I'm going to set it equal to 0. So I just simply added the 1 to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to go to my graphing calculator, and again I'm going to go into the graphing menu, and if you're not sure how to get there, you just hit the home button and you hit the graph button right here. And I'm going to type in, and I have to be pretty careful when I type this in, because when I type this in, I want to type this in so that it is log, just the way that it's written here, x divided by x plus 13, and then add 1. So when I type this in, I need to make sure I use my parentheses correctly. So when my log button is, if I can find it on my graphing calculator here, it is right here. So I'm going to hit the control button and then this 10 to the x power button, and that'll give me the log button. And now notice that I have to put a base down here. So if there's not a base in the problem, then my base is understood to be 10. So if I look right here, there is no base in this problem, so it's understood to be 10. So I'm going to put a little 10 here for base 10. And then in my parentheses, I need to go parenthesis x divided by, and then I'm going to go another parenthesis, and then I'm going to be x plus 13, and then I'm going to have two parentheses here. So this parenthesis here is closing this x plus 13 in parentheses, and then this parenthesis is closing this parenthesis. And then I'm going to add 1 on the outside of that parenthesis, so plus 1. Okay, so now when I hit enter to graph it, again I can look at my label here just to make sure that this is how I wanted it typed in, and so it is showing me what I want. And so this is my graph, my logarithm graph, and so what I need to do again, I need to find the x-intercept or find the 0, and that will be the solution to this graph. So I go back to menu, I go to analyze graph, 0, get on the left side of my 0, get on the right side of my 0, and so then my value here is 1.44 repeating. But if I look at the problem here, the answer to this problem, if we look here, the way MathXL wanted it typed in, is they wanted an integer or simplified fraction. This is not an integer, so we have to write the answer as a fraction. So 1.4 repeating is equivalent to 1 4/9. So what I have done is I have changed 1 4/9 to 13/9 when I typed in the answer.